All right, now, Marine Corps Major Chris Rabel has a Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine. It develops 25,500 pounds of thrust. Okay, look at the second hand on your wristwatch. Chris is off the ground with about 6 blocks of the air. Now, after cleaning up the aircraft, bringing up the landing gear and the flaps, Chris will start to pick up speed for a high-speed dash. Now, with 0, he's going to turn the corner and start to pick up speed. As he's approaching 1 minute now, he has 550, 60, 70, 80, 90, 600 miles per hour. Where did I see this airplane before? Well, you might remember the movie True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, high-rise building in downtown Miami. Now, this is an airplane that we said when it early on came into the air show business, an airplane that speaks for itself. Another high-speed dash by Major Chris Rabel, showing you the armament on the aircraft. A joint venture between McDonnell Douglas and British Aerospace. Initially, they came out with the A model. This is the much improved B model. By the way, they were running off the assembly line in St. Louis, Missouri at the old Mack Air plant. He will do a pivotal turn, holding that spot over the runway. All this is done with vectored thrust. The Major will be riding on an invisible column of air that supports the airplane at that 0 forward airspeed. All right, it's going to get very loud, so I'm simply going to shut off the microphone, and you watch the sequence of events on this movie star airplane, the Pride of the Marines, the Spanish Navy Ulysses, the British Royal Navy. the Harrier. Remember when actor Arnold Schwarzenegger was trying to get in the Harrier on the major highway leading down to Key West, Florida? Somebody said, "Have you flown one of these recently?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he bumped into some police cars and banged around a little bit and headed for Miami for the rescue. Just like the Marines, to the rescue. Now, would you like to see more of the Harrier? This is a Marine airplane. I need a little bit more enthusiasm. These are Marines. Would you like to see more of the Harrier? Now, he heard that. Up he goes again. Up in noise. Up in exhaust. One of the great things about the Harrier, of the many great things, is it is self-sustaining. If you have a Harrier that's filled with gas and distilled water and a pilot, you can get the Harrier into combat. It doesn't need a long runway, it doesn't need a power unit, it doesn't need an air start unit. And in fact, the Harriers were operating off of a commercial automobile parking lot in Saudi Arabia during Operation Desert Storm. Their will by going straight vertical or a rolling vertical takeoff. Every flight must have 55 gallons of distilled water, and that's used to cool off the very hot exhaust temperatures. There are nozzles at the tail and at both wingtips in the major jet engine underneath the fuselage, and that's how the aircraft swivels, that's how it turns flat, and on that invisible column of air, that's how it hovers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marines have landed. Let's give it up for the 2nd Marine Air Wing from Cherry Point, North Carolina, our pilot, Major Chris Regal of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the plane captain in charge of maintenance, Corporal Mark Updegrove from Wichita.